Hello and welcome to another 2 Network match report brought to you by me, Adam. Right, it's been not the best Easter weekend that we could have hoped for as Newcastle fans. Good Friday saw us concede very late on for a 1-1 draw against Leeds, and we've just been spanked by Ipswich. However, I kept away from doing a rant video until after the Huddersfield result tonight, which was Derby 1, who equalised late on, giving Huddersfield a taste of their own medicine. Huddersfield won, so it was a 1-1 draw, Derby Huddersfield. So let's have a look at the table as it stands. Brighton and Hove Albion absolutely pissing the league on 92 points. It's likely that that's the league for them now. I can't see them losing that many games to allow us to sneak in. I think that's first place gone, and very well played to Brighton. I think they've absolutely deserved it. They've been very consistent, unimaginably consistent. It's got to be said. So very well played to them and former Toon boss Chris Hughton. So let's have a look at the situation in second. Currently, we've played 43 games, 3 games left, and we're on 85 points. We're 6 points clear of Reading on the same number of games. Huddersfield are a point below Reading on 78, so we're currently, although Huddersfield do have that game in hand against Wolves, who very inconsistent. You don't know if it's a good Wolves going to turn up, a bad Wolves going to turn up. They're currently 7 points behind us. So Huddersfield have it absolutely all to do. It's still very much in our hands. And the permutations go now that 5 points will do it. 5 points out of the remaining 3 games will get us automatic promotion. That is based on the fact that the maximum number of points that Huddersfield can acquire is 90. However, we could land on 90 from 85, another 5 points to get at 90. And because our goal difference is so ridiculously superior, currently plus 32 on Huddersfield at the moment, plus 37 in total, then that counts as almost another point. So it's 1 win and 2 draws, or it's 2 wins out the next 3, which I feel is very achievable. However, you can't ever rule out as our really rancid form continuing. It's been really frustrating to watch Newcastle over the past few weeks. So look, our destiny is completely in our own hands now. But I just wanted to kind of take a look at where we've been going wrong, and I think really important scrape wins against Wigan and Burton. But then you look at the Leeds game. It's a difficult one, the Leeds game, because I think, as I tweeted, I think it's really difficult to know what to say. We kind of did everything right. We played very well. The atmosphere was electric, I thought, from both sets of fans. And on another day, we smashed them 4-0. And I think it was clinical finishing was an issue. I'm not necessarily weighing that on our lone striker Mitrovic, because I think he played a very important part in us scoring and throwing himself about, battling. But you look at Murphy, who played today. He took his chance, got a goal. So there's both of our strikers having not a lot to work with and still managing to get a goal and assist respectively. But it's telling to think that the last 2 games we've played this Easter weekend, so Leeds on Friday and Ipswich today, 4 shots on target apiece. So 8 shots on target in total in those 2 games, and we scored 2, which actually 25% conversion rate from those chances is pretty good. However, it's not good enough. We're having a lot of shots. I mean, against Leeds, we racked up about 22 shots. The amount of corners that we had, about 19 corners, and we actually looked dangerous from about half of them, I must say, which was a pleasant surprise, really, given our previous stigma around corners. But we're just not clinical enough, and we can't seem to put a team to bed when we're on top. you've got to say home form. If we go back to the Leeds game, we've got to say home form. It's become a real mentality thing. We've got such a shaky mentality as a squad at the minute because we've lost that confidence, we've lost that pomp and momentum that saw us just sort of brushing teams aside without really thinking about it. Clark getting injured, I think, was a huge thing for us. Hanley has seemed to have played most of the games as his deputy. However, Mbemba came in against Leeds and I thought he was absolutely excellent. I thought he had one shaky moment the first half, yeah, but he offered a composure and pace that Hanley and even Lascelles to an extent really can't offer. When you play Lascelles and Hanley together, I feel that they're too similar, and that Hanley is just a slightly worse version of Lascelles. Now, I've been beating the drum about Lascelles over past weeks and last couple of months that I felt that his performances as a whole, even if it was just once or twice, he deserved to get dropped for. I think players have played far better than Lascelles has, and immediately been brought out of the team. He's quite cutthroat like that, Rafa, except when it comes to his captain, apparently. Mr. Undroppable. And I think, yes, he scored the goal against Leeds, but his positioning for Chris Woods' equaliser, and it was just slack, and it was very, very complacent, and it's not an isolated incident. You look at Hanley, who today, for their opener, for Ipswich's opener, just allowed the Ipswich player just to come onto him. Just ran backwards, just invited him in. So he managed to basically run unchallenged into the box and then laid it off for Sears, who stuck it home. Hanley was also at fault against Wigan as well at home, if you remember. It was a very tidy finish from the Wigan player, but Hanley got nutmegged, and he was just done. He is not a worthy player to play for Newcastle United, and that sounds really harsh. He's a limited defender. We knew what we were getting, but I'm baffled that, having seen the performance of Mbemba on Friday, that Hanley, even despite that Friday performance, has got in ahead of Mbemba again. Now, Murphy coming in for Mitrovic, it was vindicated. He scored, so I'm not too worried about that change. But I mean, Rafa came out after the game and said he was worried about the change in his team, and presumably it means the change in mentality, the change in confidence, the complacency. But then he's made a ridiculous number of changes since Friday, and I think Anita had a really good game on right back. But I don't begrudge Yedlin coming back in, because I think he is our number one right back. But in not playing Mitrovic again, that might, Murphy hadn't played so there's no momentum follow on from Friday's performance. Sticking Hanley in instead of Mbemba just honestly it baffles me. If anyone can offer me a reason, or if anyone disagrees with me, do you feel that Hanley is better placed than Mbemba? I just don't get it. Now, I know Clark's hopefully very, very close to a return, and we have been without Clark and Gale for the best part of these couple of months, where we've had really shaky form, but it still doesn't excuse this mental capitulation. And you've got to look at the manager for that. You've got to look at Rafa Benitez instilling motivation and focus, concentration, and a rallying cry. We're so close. We're so close to getting what I honestly believe we really deserve. And it, I see tweets saying things like, embarrassing that we haven't won this league. Embarrassing if we came second here. What? That is so arrogant. That is such an arrogant opinion to have. Championship is a notoriously difficult league to escape from. To go and to do it at the first time of asking is rare. If you look at recent history, it's really rare. I think there was a stat of something about the last 21 teams to have been relegated, only about 3 have managed to bounce straight back up. So it's not a given, right? We're not entitled to get automatic promotion. We have to earn it. And we're so close to securing that. Look, if Huddersfield now didn't win another game all season, we're up anyway. We don't have to do another thing. But we don't want to be relying on other people. It's in our own hands. It's still ridiculously in our own hands, despite the amount of defeats that we had so far this season, which I kind of want to have a look at. So we've lost 10. We've lost 10 games this season, 3 more than Brighton, which is the lowest in the league. So it's still the second best defeats record in the league, but it's a far. I think the worrying thing and the concerning thing is that most of them have come at home, and there's this real St James's Park complex that we've created, and even when all of the ingredients seem to come together on Friday, it was like a smack in the jaw when Chris Woods equalised, because it was undeserved from their perspective, and we just didn't see them off. We didn't see them off, and he's a danger man, and you can't give him that much space. So look, it's entirely in our own hands. I still think, for the record, we'll get automatic promotion. I felt that before I'd seen tonight's result at Derby, but we need a kick up the arse. We need a serious kick up the arse, and we need players to respond to whatever Rafa's telling them to. I still have full faith in Rafa Benitez to finish this job. I think we've got 2 more home games left, and we have to sing our hearts out again. We have to do what we did against Leeds and create that atmosphere again. And I know it's not going to be quite the same, because that was a Good Friday, it was a bank holiday, people have been drinking most of the day. But we can't complain and we can't grumble. Even at the Leeds game, people sitting around me complaining at a sideways pass, and I'm just like, oh man, sometimes in a match you have to pass it sideways to keep possession. I'd rather pass it sideways than Lascelles lumping it up thinking he's got the distribution, which he hasn't. See, this is another reason why I think Mbemba should be playing. Mbemba is a ball playing centre back, and he can bring it out and he can make a pass. Lascelles can't do that. He thinks he can, but he can't do that. And Hanley makes no apology for not being able to do that, and he just lumps it and he hoofs it, which, yeah, to an extent is okay if he can find the target man. But I don't think we fully know how to play with the target man, which is why we've suffered when Gale's been out the team. The whole tactic relies on the movement of Gale, relies on a pacey player. When we play, say, on against Leeds, we played Mitrovic, who's a target man, and you got the inevitable swell of people saying, oh, well, he's slow, he's got no pace, and he doesn't move. He does move, and his link-up play, I think, is very good when we know how to use it. But he's a target man. And we played with Gouffran, who I don't really class as a proper winger, and we played with Richie, who is a proper winger. So we played one proper winger with a target man. So that it's like we have to make do. It's like a square peg in a round hole with a tactic when Gale isn't in the team. But we need to learn how to use target men, considering we've got 2 of them versus the one pacey, smaller, sort of poacher kind of player that like Gale is. And I think that's the problem. And Atsu got himself an assist today, which was, I thought, brilliant knockover from Dummett, brilliant cross-in for Murphy's goal. And I thought we were going to at least get a draw there, but we just kind of, I mean, the third goal against Ipswich, we just kind of, we'd push men forward, and we would obviously chasing the equaliser, and it just didn't come. But their second goal, the guy who ended up assisting the goal for McGoldrick, I think it was, the guy who assisted him was being marked, and then our player just ran away from him and just kind of just left him and expected somebody else to pick him up in a kind of zonal marking system. He received the ball. It wasn't offside, and they've tapped in. And we've lost it. We can't afford these defensive mistakes, and I think we aren't creating enough chances for our strikers at the minute. We're having lots of chances, but we're having lots of shots, but we're not. They're coming from wide. They're coming from long shots. But I think the biggest thing is the defence at the moment, and why Jamal Lascelles can continue and not get dropped is absolutely beyond me. I think statistically the best central centre-back pairing we could have is Mbemba and Clark. And Mbemba played on Friday like a man who, like, he's played 10 games this season, but he looked like he looked like he played 25-30. He slotted in. He was so comfortable. And you see the juxtaposition between him and Hanley, where Hanley's at. Yeah, Hanley's probably played about the same amount of games, but Hanley's played a lot more cup games. He's always been picked early on as well, so Hanley's played a lot more games overall. I don't understand that. So if anyone's got a better idea than me, give us a shout. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say really. I think we've got a really huge few matches coming up, and we cannot stop until it's mathematical certainty. We just can't. 5 points out of a possible 9, with the quality that we have, with Clark coming back almost most certainly, which I think is massive. And if Gale can nip in the last couple of games of the season, I think we might just be able to do enough. But hell, man, we've got to get some stability at home. It's crucial, absolutely critical, and hope that Huddersfield draw the next couple of games and slip up. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. If you've liked the video, please subscribe, comment below, get your questions in for next time if you'd like us to discuss anything. We're on Facebook and Twitter, and all the podcasts are on iTunes and SoundCloud as well as YouTube, so check those out. Anyway, I've been Adam for the 2 Network. Match Report, signing off. Thanks very much, everyone. Bye-bye.